Alright, so we got an update. There's going to have to be some cutting. So right now it's just preliminary, just stick it under there and see what has to go or what's going to work. So let me show you what I'm cutting, what I have in my mind right now, what I want to do. So let's go look. So obviously the front is too long, so I'm gonna have to chop. So the motor actually fits in there pretty well. I'm gonna have to clearance the inner fenders on both sides to clear the upper control arms. Other than that, everything fits in here pretty decent. Let's see, from the very little research I did, everybody says that this front cab mount can fit in that middle hole right there, which I might do for both sides. I might use that just because, I mean, I guess without too much measuring and thinking about it, I guess you would say that would mean the body is square to the frame if I use those two holes, which I might do just to locate it. But my thought is to cut these boxes out all the way back, and then narrow the frame from here straight back, just because. I'll show you why. See that opening right there? Normally everybody cuts that and boxes it back in and does all that, which I guess would be fine if I was gonna modify the bed and make it a short bed, which I'm not, just because, you know, everybody does a short bed. I like the long beds just because, you know, more room, more space, you know, to put stuff. So I like motorcycles. You know, every truck I build it to where motorcycles are the #1 priority that can be hauled in the bed. So that's what my goal is. I like to keep trucks. So you know, if it would be easy to see, so from this box straight back to right there, I might just do a straight shot of some frame rail to the correct length for a long bed, and lengthen the frame that way. I mean, these boxes, you know, these frame rails for what I'm doing isn't really needed anymore, just because, yeah, I'm keeping the long bed. So I'm gonna have to remake the cross member. You know, the drive shaft's gonna have to get lengthened, brake lines, fuel lines, all lengthened, which isn't a big deal because it's all getting replaced anyways. So I guess I'm gonna cut the front just so I have some clearance to set it down further, and then go from there. Tomorrow when I'm in the town that all of my steel comes from, which where I get steel and aluminum is about 30 minutes away from here. So when I'm there working at work, you know, I'll swoop by on my lunch break and pick up some steel and get something for this. But it's gonna have AC, it's gonna be bagged, it's gonna have, you know, it's gonna have the works, you know, for a daily driver. The customer that is inquiring to purchase this, he wants to keep it automatic. So for right now, it's gonna stay an automatic. If that deal falls through, it's gonna get a 5-speed behind it. So when I cross that bridge to committing to a transmission, you know, I'll make sure 1000% that the person that's buying it wants an automatic, because I'm a stick shift guy. You know, if you're gonna have a party truck, it needs to be stick shift. So just sit back and watch me cut the frame in the front and cut these bull horns off and go from there. Alright, angle grinder made quick work of that. I tried the saws off first. That was going to take too long. So, good old death wheel. Right now I'm about to lower back down the cab and test fit it on the frame and see how my cutting did. So right now, I just lowered it back down, and the problem I'm having is it's binding on the inner fender wells up against the upper control arms, which I forgot I need to cut out. So now I'm going to lift it back up and cut those out. Cut. You know, fits pretty well on here. The only reason why I can't set it down on the frame is because the cab is already sitting on the frame. So that's why I need to cut the rails and move them inwards, and also lengthening them to fit the long bed. But I'm lining up with the hole. Find my finger at. It's right there. Oh. Same with that bad boy. You see, it's right there. You're gonna have to. Everybody complains about they can never find wheels to fit this truck with this chassis. So I see plenty of room to go outwards. So we'll see. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do, since I can't cut the main frame right now, is probably just get in here and just tear all this original garbage out and just clean it up so that way I don't have to do it later. So I guess roll this chassis back out and get in here and start cutting and trimming and bolting and all the good stuff. There you have it. All the stuff in the engine compartment that is no longer needed. Ooh, that teal paint though. Wonder if I clean it up, if it's gonna bounce back or if I'm gonna have to paint it. I don't know. Well, let's get this mess cleaned up, and I'll roll the chassis underneath and get it lowered back on, and we'll take a better look. So, everything's cut as much as I can today without having the frame rail steel. But got the engine compartment all cleaned up. Once I took the battery box out, you can see someone's previous patch job. They just looks like they used like an oil pan from like the auto parts store, like one of those metal trays, and then patched it in there. And then the wiring, I could tell, you know, was like house wiring that I cut out. So, you know, you can tell who owned this truck, you know, along the lines back in the day, electrician. But yeah, I mean, she fits in there pretty nice. So next goals are to, like I said, is to get some frame rail material. I'm gonna cut these straight pieces out and then box it in straight from here forward, and that should get me in between there and there, and then maybe line up with, I can line up with the cab mount bolts right there and right there. Build some little riggers off to the side. I mean, no reason for this frame to be as wide as it is for this truck. You know, it's not needed. There's plenty of room for exhaust. All the air management is going to go probably back here or right there. You know, I don't know. There's plenty of room. So, anyways, that's it for this one. Hope you guys like the progress so far. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment, you know. So, thank you for watching.